voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Now on NBC Palm Springs at 6, weather whiplash across the country is disrupting holiday travel. Flights delayed and canceled, including right here in the Coachella Valley. We have those details ahead. Plus, 2 roads in Palm Springs have reopened following flooding from rain earlier this week. We have the details on which roads are back open and which remain closed ahead.
We're tracking gorgeous conditions this weekend, then building Santa Ana winds and the return of wet weather to start the new year. Your NBC Palm Springs starts now.
Now, connecting the valley, this is NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Good evening, I'm Tiani Jadaling. Thank you for joining us. It's weather ping pong this week as our storms have passed. Now Mother Nature is giving it to the Northeast this weekend, and that's affecting holiday travel across the country. That's tonight's top story. That, of course, includes right here in the Coachella Valley. You're looking at footage shot not too long ago at the Palm Springs International Airport, specifically of that flight information display system. Travelers are seeing a lot of delayed or canceled flights this weekend. A look at the arrivals and departures boards online tell the story of the weather back east impacting travel here in the west. Flights inbound here from New York are struggling. A Delta flight set to arrive just after 1 p.m. still isn't here just yet. An Alaska flight was canceled altogether. Even flights from Denver are delayed, likely because as flights are delayed and canceled, aircrafts aren't where they need to be, which causes another set of delays. On the departure side, much of the same story, although there are delays and cancellations to Seattle-Tacoma today. Again, likely due to aircraft not making it to the desert to then carry passengers out of the desert on later scheduled flights. So even with the sunny skies this afternoon, if you do have travel plans out of PSP, you're encouraged to check online before you leave for the airport to make sure your flight is still happening. We're taking a live look now at our Agua Caliente casino camera high above downtown Palm Springs. The skies were clear once again across the Coachella Valley this evening, but we understand another storm is in the forecast just in time for New Year's Eve. Our Kai Beach is here with the details.
Happy Saturday, everyone. We saw some really wild weather over the last week and a half. About a week ago, we saw some record-tying heat. The last week, Christmas week, we saw rain across Southern California and some snow. As for today, it's cool, it's breezy, it's right below average. We got a low-pressure system that's going to impact this, and we will see some wet weather returning. I'll get to that in just a bit. The rainfall over the last few days, we saw anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch to about 1 inch from Friday to Saturday morning. As for today, the highs, let's take a look. 69 in Palm Desert, 70 in Indio. We work our way up the hill. Joshua Tree, 54. Big Bear City, a cool 37 degrees. And in Idlewild, great time to go there, 42 degrees. For tonight's evening stroll, go out there and enjoy it. 6 o'clock, low 60s. And they're in the high 50s to mid 50s from 8 to around midnight. For tonight's lows, Palm Springs 50, east side of the valley, Indio 52, 29 Palms, 48, and Big Bear below freezing, 24 degrees. All right, take a look at this. The wind gusts, those will start to build as we head into the work week. We're looking at gusts nearly 40 miles an hour for Whitewater. Our friends in the high desert can get wind gusts nearly 50 miles an hour. How much rain will we get to start the new year? This is from our chief meteorologist, Jerry Steffen. It starts Wednesday. Thursday looks like it's going to be the wettest day. I'll get more into that as we go deeper into the show. For tomorrow, another gorgeous day. Palm Springs, 70 degrees. Head to the coast. There were some big waves. I just got back from Orange County, shoulder to head high. So if you're not an experienced swimmer, stay out the water. 3-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, low 70s. Those overnight lows, low 50s, high 40s. I'll have a full forecast, including your wet weather New Year's Eve forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, we thank Kai for that weather report. After a few days of flooding seen here in the Coachella Valley and some road closures, we can now report that both Vista Chino and Gene Autry Trail are both back open after being cleaned up from the storm. That leaves just Indian Canyon still closed as crews continue working to clear the roadway from sand and debris from the storm there. That road has been shut down since Wednesday. We will, of course, keep you updated as roads continue to reopen across the Coachella Valley. A series of new traffic and safety laws will take effect in the new year. According to the Assembly Bill 486, it's a misdemeanor to possess key programming devices or signal extenders with the intent to commit burglary, punishable by up to 6 months in jail or a $1,000 fine. AB 544 requires e-bikes to display a rear red reflector or light at all times, while minors cited for helmet violations can complete an online CHP e-bike safety course. Local governments can now lower school zone speed limits from 25 to 20 miles per hour. Autonomous vehicles face new rules. Law enforcement can issue non-compliance notices to manufacturers. And starting July 1st, vehicles must include a two-way communication system for first responders. These measures aim to improve safety for drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians across the state. And is your cat overweight or your dog packing on an extra few pounds? Well, a new proposed pet weight loss drug is generating buzz. Our Kai Beach spoke with a local veterinarian about what it could mean and what to watch out for.
What? Yes.
At El Paseo Animal Hospital,
A cheese for a dog this size is just a massive amount of calories.
patients come in all shapes, sizes, and species. From dogs and cats to lizards and snakes, and even pigs and porcupines. Staff use specialized treatments to care for every patient. With pet weight option an ongoing concern,
I know that's a very good weight for you.
now a new proposed drug is getting a lot of attention.
You've got to go on exam findings, and we're feeling the ribs. And
Dr. David Jeffrey says GLP-1 medications, now being nicknamed Ozempic for cats,
you have to look at body condition scoring, which
could become a new tool in the fight against pet obesity.
there's a lot of complications of obesity that shorten lifespans in our pets. So something that helps us combat that obesity could be useful, but it's not a shortcut.
Still, many pet owners aren't convinced.
Let's just give them good food and exercise them. I think over-medicating animals is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Dr. Jeffrey says sharing food with your pet can feel like love.
A little block of cheddar cheese that can equal 2.5 hamburgers worth of caloric intake.
Knowing when to stop is what really keeps them healthy.
Make sure that you're accounting for that in the amount of food that you're giving on top of it.
With this drug still in development, Dr. Jeffrey says this old-fashioned prescription still works best. Diet and exercise.
That's a boy. You're such a good boy.
I'm Kai Beach for NBC Palm Springs.
In news around the region, 3 days of heavy rain across Southern California caused flash flooding and mudslides. The mountain resort of Wrightwood was hit hard as rivers of mud damaged several dozen homes. Crews are digging out. Homes and cars were caked in mud. The San Bernardino County Fire Department says emergency teams rescued a couple dozen people who were trapped by high water and debris flows in their cars or homes, but no serious injuries were reported in Wrightwood. Still ahead here on NBC Palm Springs, gold is on a historic run. Its best year in more than 4 decades. What's driving the surge? Coming up. Plus, a performer walks away from a Christmas Eve show. Now the Kennedy Center president is threatening to sue. Those details ahead. You're watching NBC Palm Springs. Stay with us.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. From A-list stars to wealthy buyers looking for a fresh start, more and more Americans are calling Britain's idyllic Cotswolds region their home. The area is famous for its rolling hills and uniquely colored cottages. Anna Coben took a trip there to find out why Americans want their own slice of English country life.
I'm here in the Cotswolds. It's a region in the west of England, and it is a quintessential slice of English country life. And despite the really grey, drizzly weather here today, this part of the world has become a big draw for Americans, buying properties and starting new lives here. So I've turned up to find out why.
I think the Americans have quite a romantic notion about the Cotswolds because of the honey-coloured stone and the cottages. I think they think everyone in England lives in a stone cottage.
I think it's all like this.
Yeah, and it's always sunny.
And tell me, there's this trend of more and more Americans moving to the Cotswolds recently. Is this something you've noticed?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's in the press here every day. I think the Brits are quite interested in the fleeing Americans.
The Cotswolds is a protected area of natural beauty. It's about 100 miles west of London. Hop on a train, and you're there in a couple of hours. That proximity, combined, of course, with those famous rolling hills, makes it a magnet for lots of famous people. For centuries, the region was at the centre of Britain's wool trade. Today, it is sprinkled with many well-known names. Kate Moss has had a place there since the early 2000s. Here's David Beckham digging up vegetables on his Cotswolds estate. But in 2024, US comedian Ellen DeGeneres really helped put the region on the map for Americans when she moved there with wife Portia de Rossi.
Over the last 12, 18 months, we've seen about 30% increase in the number of Americans registering with us, wanting help with their purchases. But it's not a cheap part of the world to buy in. There is a premium because it's an incredibly popular location. Really, you could look at anything from a smaller cottage for around £1 million through to sky's the limit.
Hi there.
Hello. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, great. Usual for you today?
Yes, please.
Ah,
thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's been a 15-year dream in the making. My husband and I fell in love with the UK way of life. We love the weather. We loved the architecture, the history, even the food. It looks quite a bit like home. I'm from Pennsylvania, so it's not that different as far as rolling gentle hills, fertile land.
The Cotswolds has quite a reputation in the UK for being very well-to-do. Is that been what you've experienced? How does the reality compare with the impression?
I think the impression's correct. These homes are much bigger than they look from the lanes, and they're very private. That being said, well-to-do means the people have wonderful etiquette. They're very inclusive. They have wonderful manners. Yeah, everyone's just been so friendly and so gracious. Everyone's very down to earth. They have a dog, they take walks, they come to the local pub. They're just people. Painswick feels like I went to bed and woke up in the middle of a Christmas Hallmark movie. The stone walls and the architecture, it just feels like comfort in a time when the world needs more of that. So we moved here in May, and it's been a dream.
You know, I think I understand what all the fuss is about now. Anna Kubin, CNN, The Cotswolds.
In consumer news, gold is having its best year since 1979. Gold's increase of 71% this year has far outpaced the S&P 500, which has risen by 18%. Expectations for some Fed rate cuts in 2026 are supporting gold's rise. A weaker U.S. dollar is helping boost the price, too. It makes buying gold relatively more affordable for international investors. Gold is considered a resilient investment, with investors expecting the precious metal will retain its value in crisis if inflation surges or if currencies drop in value. And a plan by the struggling U.S. Postal Service to raise cash could cost the agency its biggest customer, and that's Amazon. USPS has a partnership with the online retail giant to deliver some orders to Amazon customers. The contract reportedly brings in about $6 billion a year, which the agency can't afford to lose. But now the post office plans to accept bids from other shippers for access to the service's distribution centers. That's surprising news to Amazon. An Amazon spokesperson says the uncertainty might push the company to stop using USPS as much, and that Amazon is evaluating all of its options. We're taking a live look now from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Some beautiful, cool temps out there. Your full forecast with Kai Beach is next.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Welcome back. We're taking a live look from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera in Rancho Mirage, and definitely a busy Saturday evening in Rancho Mirage. People have places to be, hopefully to a nice dinner. Kai Beach is in the Weather Center with your full forecast.
Well, it's the final weekend of 2025. Hello, 2026. And we're going to start the new year with some rain. I'll get to that in just a bit. Today's high, 66 degrees. Normally, it's 68 degrees. So right below average for this time of year and not near that record high of 85 degrees. Take a look at this. The dew point relative humidity, that drops as we head into Monday. It's going to ramp right back up midweek because we're going to see a low pressure system building, and that's going to return rain to Southern California. When it comes to air quality, we're deemed moderate here in the Coachella Valley, parts of the IE, LA, and OC. They are looking good. For the highs today, up there in Big Bear City, good time to grab your snowboard or skis, 37 degrees. Cabazon Bargain Shopping, 55. Indio, 70. Joshua Tree, 54. Tonight, it's going to drop down to the low 50s here on the valley floor. Banning, 45. And Idlewild, a cool 40 degrees. We might have some of the best weather in the country happening right here in our beautiful desert community. Let's take a look at a lot of people coming to the valley. This is the weather they're leaving behind. Denver, the Mile High City, we're looking at low 60s. Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Billings, Montana, both 37. Seattle, a cool 43. And our friends in the Bay, we're looking at mid 50s. For tomorrow's morning walk forecast, grab a jacket, go out there and enjoy it. 6 o'clock, 50 degrees. By 10, we're in the low 60s, and at noon, just under 70 degrees. For tomorrow, we got a mixed bag up here, 50s, 60s, and 70s. The high, Palm Springs, Mecca, Palm Desert, Ranch, Mirage, and Thermal, all coming in at 70. And the coolest, we're looking at Idlewild, 55 degrees. For Sunday, it's going to be cool and drier. Temperatures drop just a bit from where they are today. We're going to go into the new year with some wet weather. Let's take a look. 7-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Sunday through Tuesday, low 70s. Wednesday, that's when the rain starts. And it's going to get really wet by Thursday and Friday. Next weekend, though, clear skies.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
The Firebirds are back in action tonight after the holiday break on home ice against the defending Calder Cup champions. Our Tim O'Brien is inside Acrisure Arena with more.
The first time in, it feels like a month and a half, just a few days though, since the Teddy Bear toss here at Acrisure Arena. Oh, the Firebirds back on home ice, as you mentioned, to take on Abbotsford, who the Firebirds are 3-0 against this season. Certainly a good sign. They're the defending Calder Cup champions, the defending league champs, who took care of business last year in the playoffs against the Firebirds. But in the name of sports, things kind of go up and down, right? Abbotsford, a lot of their guys signing elsewhere, some of them moving up to Vancouver to play in the National Hockey League, so the numbers are a little light on the AHL side, but That's how minor league sports work. For the Firebirds, who have won quite a bit over the month of December, they, happened to lose those final 2 games heading into the break, but still gained a point in that overtime loss against Bakersfield on Teddy Bear Toss night. A night where they did get 22,000 and change. Teddy Bears is almost 7,000 more than last year. But the key to tonight, of course, is just continue to do what they're doing. Hopefully getting Gustav Olofsson back. Jagger Firkus, who we'll hear from tonight in the pregame on My Firebirds TV on KPSC. Coming up at 5:30, we'll chat with Jagger on the bench before warm-ups. Him and Logan Morrison leading the team in goals with 13. So, look, this is a team that really had everything against them. Analytically, the youngest team in the league, but certainly not playing that way. When you've got guys like John Hayden and Mitchell Stevens leading the way as key veterans, they're certainly not going to make excuses, nor will their coach, head coach Derek Laxdal, who was brought in for this reason. He's a heck of a developmental coach, and he's doing just that with guys like Edward Chalet and Tyson Jugnoth. You're seeing that extra step from Jagger Firkus from a year ago, and guys on the blue line like Ty Nelson, who certainly have taken that next step and has that bulldog mentality on defense. And then you can't forget about Nike Coco, who coach had mentioned just a few games back that Firebirds fans don't take this for granted, because Coco is not going to be here forever. He will be in Seattle sooner rather than later. Hopefully next year, though, for our sake, selfishly. But puck drop coming up in just a bit. We'll have a full recap tonight at 11 right here on NBC Palm Springs. We'll hear from head coach Derek Laxdal as well. So live inside Acrisure Arena, I'm Tim O'Brien. Tiani will send it back to you.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The president of the Trump Kennedy Center has threatened to sue a performer who called off a Christmas Eve performance. The annual Christmas Eve jazz concert at Washington, D.C.'s Kennedy Center didn't happen this year. It was canceled by the show's host, Chuck Red, after President Donald Trump's name was added to the center just last week. In a statement, Red said he chose to cancel the event when he saw the change of signage. On Friday, the center's president, Richard Grinnell, criticized Red's move. In a letter first obtained and published by the Associated Press, Grinnell called Red's decision a political stunt and intolerant. Grinnell added that the center will seek $1 million in damages. And entertainment news now, including a conversation with the actor behind Stranger Things, Vecna. Rick Damagella has that and more in our Hollywood Minute.
It is time for New World.
Jamie Campbell Bower, who portrays Vecna in Stranger Things, describes playing the big bad evil guy of the series.
I genuinely felt like I had a great, opportunity and a duty of care to this world and to the work that had already been put into it. And so, to play the big bad was never something that I never really saw. It was one that I didn't see, but it was never I was never conscious of being the bad guy. I just wanted to bring this character to life.
The final episode of Stranger Things premieres New Year's Eve.
You've brought all the wine out from the cellar.
Yes, Mom.
And closed the cellar hatch.
And in case you missed it in theaters, British farce Fackham Hall is out now on VOD. The film's director says it was a very fun film to make.
I'm not going to lie, we had a lot of fun. We had an awful lot of fun on set. I had a great bunch of actors who became like a little family. We were in the most beautiful locations. Knowsley Hall, which is home to the Earl of Derby, was our main setting. So it was a beautiful place to hang out and to film and to shoot.
Oh, well, you made it to 7. To London's oldest ever chimney sweep.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and of course,
Before we go, whether you love it or you hate it, fruitcake gets its spotlight during the holiday season. And Saturday is the perfect time to honor the traditional holiday food because today is National Fruitcake Day. Fruitcake is typically made with chopped, candied, or dried fruit, nuts, and spices. What a combination. It's often soaked in liqueur or brandy. Fruitcake has been around since ancient Roman times when early recipes used pomegranate seeds, raisins, and barley mash. To celebrate, you can make a fruitcake or eat the one you got as a gift. No matter how you celebrate, if you share on social media, use the hashtag National Fruitcake Day. Well, if you're craving a dessert, maybe make some fruitcake or pick it up somewhere. It's still holiday season-y. Thank you for joining us. We're back here at 11.